Anchor Store.
Anchor store. Ah, okay. I thought that we were going to talk about lead generation.
Okay, so we'll talk about lead generation then.
Okay, I think both the topics, we do need to cover both the topics. So I think maybe one of the days we can cover Anchor Store as well. So this program or this episode is going to help people who have a retail store, either online or maybe a physical store, and they have no idea about the retail concepts and how to buy, what to buy, how to keep their store, what will be their brand collaterals, and generally how to price. So we're just going to expand on these things. So maybe we can begin. Shall we begin, Mahesh?
Yeah, I thought we already
No,
began.
I mean, like, let's begin with the. So, yesterday I went out. I went out and I saw the spiritual community and they were distributing books. And I thought it was such a wonderful way of lead generation. It is something that the people took back home and then they were able to maybe put it on their shelves and then see it now and again, or even come back and browse through the book. And I think every time they pick up that book, they will remember this community. So it was like two stones, so two birds in one stone. So it's something that's going to benefit the people, and as well as it's going to create a brand recall. So I get,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Have
true.
you seen something like that?
Srishti,
I think you
I
have
think I can
also.
see the. I think I can see the book behind you.
Yeah, you can.
That's the Hare Rama Hare Krishna book.
Yeah,
That's there.
yeah.
Yeah. So this is also called the book funnel, I guess. And they've been the whole movement is based on the book funnel. Basically, they sell the books across the world. They sing songs. They sit on the place where there is vehicles can stop by, like a signal, traffic signal. This in this case yesterday, what happened is that they slowed down when the vehicle slowed down on a. I mean, I think recently they had put a very big speed breaker on the Kanakpura road because there was a lot of traffic, and I think there's a curve, there's a dangerous curve. So I think they have put. I'm noticing myself that I'm saying too many I thinks. They have put um, probably 3 or 4 speed breakers on the curve. It was almost
Mm.
a double curve. I think it turns left and then again it turns right. So on the first curve, on the speed breaker, whatever that they put, now this volunteers and devotees of Hare Rama Hare Krishna movement are standing and they are selling the books.
Oh, I thought that they were distributing it. They were selling it?
Yeah, they were selling the books. They were selling. They had 2 books. They were selling the books, and then initially I thought I'll cover this for the for today's episode. So first I crossed, and then I noticed them, and then I came back again. Then I mustered some courage to go back. And first I was in the car and I took some videos of them. Basically, they sell books of Bhagavad Gita, and also I'll tell you about how I got down and I checked out what are the other books that they had with them. But this pretty much is a book funnel, and a book funnel also is a collectible funnel when it comes to e-commerce or when it comes to retail. What pretty much this funnel does is that you sell a low cost, like a category killer, like a really low price, but it's a collectible where people can keep that thing or that article or that particular merchandise in their house, which has your branding around the piece. It could be a mug, it could be a book, it could be a fridge magnet, which usually, mostly in tourism, this is what they do. They sell fridge magnets because people collect, because they wanted to have memories about their travel. So it really works as an impulse purchase for tourism. Have you seen any of the collective Srishti like this? Collectible, sorry.
So yeah, I have. So I what I recall, but with this particular community, I recall like when I was traveling in this summer, and we had gone out, me and my sister, and this was in the UK in London. So they have the same Hare Rama Hare Krishna, and they outside their restaurant they had a table, and on the table they had these books, and we were passing by, and they wanted us to browse through the books and take them with us. So they were not even charging any money for it. And then at that point, I think, yeah, so we wanted to, we were actually had gone out for lunch. So we said that we'll be back, and she said that here is a pile of books. So she had actually made a bundle for us, a bundle of some things that we can read over a period of time. And then she had said that once you finish, and in fact, she actually told us where to go, not to the restaurant, but to a hall which is upstairs, where they had their whole satsang had happened. And then we were part of the satsang and we ate food, free food, and then we came back. And then the lady wasn't there, but the bundle was there. So, so this was given to us just out of, no money. They did not charge anything.
Oh, I did not know. Yesterday also they could have given it for free. I said a no. I was thinking that they are selling the books. I didn't know that
Yeah,
they
but I
could be.
remember that the Gita that you're saying here, this is something that we had bought, right? We had stopped and they had sold it to us. And though I have
In
never gone
Gurgaon.
through the book, yeah, I've never gone through the book, but then yes, I remember, and the recall for the brand, and I'm calling them a brand right now because
Yeah, they are brand. They are one of the biggest brand. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna is, if you see in terms of branding value, they are one of the biggest brand. I think they are one of the biggest and most popular brand right now on earth, because across countries and across culture, people
Mhm.
know them. They may like them, they may hate them, they might have some opinion about them, but people know them.
Yeah, so I think one of the contributing factor has been that they have very aggressively done this activity, that they have gone out on the streets, and they've also given things away either for very little amount or for free. And like you said, that it could be an opening price point, not a very expensive product that they hand over. I also see that happening when maybe when we are at the checkout counters, and then you've got these piles next to the till, and which might have a branding of that particular store or that brand, and
Right.
that's also for cheap, like a cheaper price, or
Right.
maybe things that the brand gives away in terms of their packaging. So I don't know whether packaging would be considered lead generation, or is it just the products that they sell.
Yeah, packaging, if they give a packaging in terms of if you can keep it for a longer time, then it can maybe help them.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is some opportunity that most retailers do not think about. They can give a packaging, and it can be a collectible also, where people can keep in their house and use it again and again. And eventually, they can also have their website or a barcode, not a barcode, a QR code in the packaging or in anything that people can keep it. And so that's a missed business opportunity. Maybe most of the retailers or brands are overlooking at, and they do not understand the power of um, giving a collectible to their target customer, and also having their branding on it. And
Yeah.
another missed opportunity is like I went to like an event by one of the brand. They gave me a cup with their brand on it, but there was no call to action, or there was no way mm, how I can go back to the brand. There was no QR code or a
Hmm.
website link on the cup. Just the brand name was there. Of course, I remember the brand all the time. Again, Google search and find out their website. There was no clear website or a QR code on it. So even if they give a packaging, if they can have their brand in a way that it's fashionable, people can sport it and they can take it out and they can show it off. And plus, if there is in any way that they can give a way where people can get back to the brand, like a .com or a
Yeah.
QR code or anything that where they can reference. So that is why the Hare Rama Hare Krishna movement can be modeled, because they give a book, and in that book there are pages where they clearly tell where to access, what to do, which website to go, how to donate, and how to buy other books. All of that is very clearly given in a book. So they have been able to use the collectible funnel really well. They've been able to kind of entirely grow their movement by just selling those books.
Yeah. And I think, yes, I think a lot of brands do put in some effort or a lot of effort in their packaging as well. But there is a difference between packaging and collectible. Like when you're saying packaging, because packaging, what happens is that it comes home and then we kind of just scrape it, we throw it away. But a
Right.
collectible is something that can be used over a period of time or over and over again. So I remember a friend, she had gone to a store, it's a sari store called Suta, and they had given her, she had purchased some saris and they had given her a very beautiful tote bag. And the next day she had carried it to our meeting. And then all of us were curious because the bag looked really nice. And though, and that was itself kind of such a, the brand recall or an activity where the now that mind space is available for the brand within this community as well. So I think that even when the packaging, when you do it like this, when you kind of make it in a way that it can be used again, it does create this presence for.
Yeah. Yeah, so this when you talk about the bag and especially the sari bag in Tamil Nadu, I don't know whether this happened in the North India, but in Tamil Nadu they used to give this yellow bag. So there is this famous they've coined this word
Mhm.
manjapai. Manjapai just simply means yellow bag. They give a yellow bag with a red color printed because it was auspicious in the south or in the culture in India, and people would keep that bag and they would use the bag for all the other purposes. Over a period of time, this became it trickled down and it became not so fashionable for people. So then eventually the retailers changed it to like an they saw call it kattapai. There's a wooden
Mhm.
handle and then there's a bag which where the branding is printed and also the address and the phone number, everything is also there. But it's not very fashionable, but then every middle class family stores it, saves it, because it is very functional. When you want to go for vegetable shopping or when you want to go for certain when you want to carry certain things, they are very functional. The wooden handle, like a very robust bag, which has the branding and which has, so these are like very it has been there in the Indian market, but when people make their brand, they kind of forget what's already been there and what's really working, and what has really worked and what has helped people build big brands in authentically from ground up, from a particular place or a city or so. I mean, has this yellow bag been there in North, Srishti?
Not that I recall. I don't remember it. Yeah.
But do people collect bags from sari shops and they keep it in the house, the middle
Yeah,
class?
yeah, because these are functional. So, like when you want to go grocery shopping and then you pick one of these bags up. So now
Yeah.
this bag is no longer a part of. part of just, buying sarees, but then it could just become part of your everyday functional, the things that you're doing. I think another space that brands use this as during the times when they are celebrating something, like maybe the 20 years of something, or your some anniversary that the brand is celebrating, and then you kind of get that printed. And so it
Right.
also is, the brand journey also becomes part of the story of the collectible. So you are
Right.
celebrating something, and then, yeah, you give it to the customer. So there is that much more, um, you know getting the customers or anybody to know your journey as well.
That's
Just,
true.
yeah,
That's
so
true.
yeah, just creating some something with the customer.
Yeah, now I remember there's another collectible. I think when we were studying, the flights used to give these small water bottles. It's no more fashionable now.
Yeah.
It had become very cliche and cringe right now. But then I remember all my fellow classmates who were privileged enough to fly. I mean, I used to come to the college. I used to travel from Chennai to the college in bus, and people were privileged enough to come in a
Mm.
flight, and they would actually take those small bottles and they refill and they would keep it in a place where people others can see to show that they have traveled in a particular at that time those I think what were the aircraft flyers
I think it was
that was
Spice
there.
Jet and then Kingfisher.
Yeah, SpiceJet and Kingfisher. There was one more
Deccan
flight which was
Airways.
there. Yeah, yeah. No, Deccan Airways came a little later. I think when we were studying, it was not there. It came by. I think by the time we about to finish, it was more popular. Um, uh, yeah, there was another before SpiceJet around. Yeah, it was there. I forgot. Yeah, so the thing is that they carry those bottles, right? So
Mhm.
the collectibles and then the reference and then having your brand name or the way that they can approach. Say for example, I was just thinking that how hotels can use this. Like if you're going on a vacation and people buy these collectibles and then they put it in their fridge magnets, and how in exotic places or any place where it's a hotel is there in a vacation place, they can give those fridge magnets with their branding, and so that people can have that in their fridge magnets, and people will know what hotel they stayed in, and they can when they want to travel again or when they want to recommend to somebody else, they would always recommend and they know where to go and what website to visit and book their hotel tickets again. So I think the brands have to find out different, because this is working. It works. The only thing that I've seen in terms of bags is that when everybody starts using it, then it kind of people want to move away from it because they don't. Same thing happened for the bottles also, that people want to move away from it now. Nobody wants to use that yellow bag or the katapai, they say, the wooden bag,
Mhm.
although they're functional, and and like housewives or the women of the family would crave for it and they would collect these bags and keep it. But in fashion, it goes out of fashion very fast. So the brands, instead of just completely ignoring this fact that these are collectibles and they help in branding and they also help in brand
Mm.
recall and further sales, they should find out new ways so that if it goes out of fashion, you have to find out a new way or a new bag design to give it to their customers so that they can use, because this works and there is no point in recreating something else, but rather reinventing in the same space and using the same thing to increase your branding as well as your repeat sales.
Yeah.
So, do you remember any other example of collectibles, even if it went out of fashion, like these aeroplane bottles
Bottles.
have become cringe now? But have you seen any other thing where people try to bring it and they kind of show it to everybody as a fashion?
I think on the flights they've had this quite often, like, even when sometimes you purchase something, and then they
Hmm.
had this little box which
Indigo,
said uh, the nut, the nut box,
yeah, the Indigo nut
the
box, right?
Indigo
It
brand.
was
Yeah.
very
So I think they do it quite strongly. So these the packaging that things come in, these are all reusable. So I think these collectibles either they deliver two things to the customer or to the people. One is that they could be functional and then you can reuse it, or it could also be nostalgia. Like you've gone on an amazing journey and then now you've got something back from it and then you just keep it as a keepsake. And this is also
yeah.
something that people can actually do. But with collectibles, I think very big brands or very big ideal, I don't know, like these books, like the Harry Potter book. The whole store is all collectible, right? There is a very little in there, and I think it's not very functional also. It's just like very things that you can just collect and keep, and because it has such a strong presence in with the books in the people. So I think this
And
is
yeah, so yeah, the usability may not be there, but it has to be a collectible. Like people should crave for it, like these bags, the example that I told, and then or they crave for there should be some craving, because collectible has that inherent thing that people should have some kind of a craving to have it, to acquire it, to keep it, either to show it off or to
yeah,
use it.
yeah,
Yeah, so those,
yeah,
and that helps the brand recall, and that becomes like the collectible funnel where people can, go back to the brand. It becomes a way to remember and go back to the brand, or buy from the brand, or refer, or
yeah,
when you have your friends or guests or somebody else comes there, it becomes a story for referring it. So, so that, yeah, that is, I think, a retail story. Uh,
yeah,
Collectibles would be the retail story for owning cars.
yeah. I think we covered quite a wonderful topic today, Mahesh.
My internet connection is bad still for you?
No, it's all bad. It's all disconnected. Mm,
My internet connection is becoming bad. I don't know why. Let me connect it back to what was
So
connecting to
maybe
it.
we can just kind of say bye bye to everyone.
Yeah.
And I think this has given us an idea of how this is, I think, one component of lead generation, which you said that this is a funnel that people can have, right? How? It's all, for me also, it closed. Yeah. What is happening?